going on? Uh, it's like want to talk about Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson, like he knows some shit. All right. I mean, let me bring up some of his titles. He was in Mad Max. I mean, that's a classic. Just like describing the future, just like The Matrix. Uh, just like They Live, just like Escape from New York. Uh, so Plus, he did, let me think, Edge of Darkness about nuclear defense contractor companies. Then he talked about, what else? The Passion of the Christ. How, I mean, he portrayed it like the gospel said it was. Like, how the, it's basically, everyone always wants to put it on the Romans. No, well, Mel, stayed true enough to where, I think he did a pretty good job on that. But let me think. Apocalypto. I mean, he was showing us us on Apocalypto. I mean, it was a really dope movie too. Let me think. What other one is there? It's Conspiracy Theory. That movie right there, like everything, makes you think one thing, but then it comes out it's the other way. Kind of like Frailty was like it made it look like, nah, man, this dude's just crazy. These are crazy schizophrenics. Then at the end of the movie, it's like, no, people really were demons, and uh the dude did have an experience. But back to Melly. Let me think. Okay, Conspiracy Theory. Yeah, that was all about mind control, MK Ultra. Uh, and the dude's all like, they're spraying stuff in the sky, talking about chemtrails. I mean, that movie drops right out the gate, man. Dropping all kinds of insider information. Just like if you watch the newer Manchurian Candidate with Denzel Washington in it. Uh, Let me think. Right at the beginning, it shows two calendars go by the screen. One calendar shows the Twin Towers. The next one has a little single engine airplane, but I could tell that was insider code. It was another 9/11 insider predictive programming in movies. Just like that movie, The Siege. The movie The Siege with Denzel and Bruce Willis, that was basically showing us what. Like, this guy on Facebook one time said to me, I kept pointing out all these predictive programming. I'm like, man, they must really think we're stupid, man. They're just telegraphing this stuff to us all the time. And the dude goes, hey, maybe you ever wonder and think that maybe someone in Hollywood, like, look, they're trying to tell you a message, but they can't just come right out and say it, so they're trying to go way out of their way to explain it to you in a fictionalized sense, but they're telling you the truth. You know what I'm saying? That was one way to look at it. Maybe so. There are some people in Hollywood who are actually trying to leak out some of the more realistic renditions of the undertones of society. You know what I'm saying? And their agendas. When, we can go out there and find all this information. It's all verifiable, backed up. I mean, here's the thing. Look, I don't need to tell you no source. I just point out to you the topic to research and go research it. You'll come across the sources and study them, and you'll find out what's true and what isn't. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you can't take one dude's word for it. You got to at least hear them out. And when, as soon as you catch them in lies, then you can throw that out. It's like, okay, I can throw at least that. Or it's like, here, even if someone's only got 15% of lies in it, you know what I'm saying? You can throw out the lie, but you can glean whatever's the truth and use it for good. You know, even from these Hollywood movies, you know what I'm saying? Just by learning how to read their code and identify it, you know what I'm saying? You can read what it's really saying, what it's really pertaining to by their symbolism. And I mean, this is true. It's a language. I don't totally understand it, but I have a understanding enough to see like certain aspects of it. But it's like okay, back to Mel. Here's something that was so legit ski. Okay, this is legit ski. Okay, like jet ski, but this is legit ski. You know what I'm saying? The Patriot, the movie about you know, even though I heard it's all like fictionalized once again, but they were dropping some real in it. And basically, uh, there's a guy, you know, at the beginning when they're all declaring writing the Bill of Rights or whatever, and declaring they're gonna go to wow. Uh, this guy that was there, he was all like, he didn't want to get down. But then later, it shows him rolling with the redcoats. You know what I'm saying, on horses and shit. Like he's being bestowed these honors. And then in the middle of the movie, the main leader of the guy, after this dude just sold out all his hometown peeps to the Brits and to the redcoats. Uh, the dude looks at the guy and he goes, man, he looks at him and he's like, you're a piece of shit. You're a fucking traitor. You're a collaborator. You just sold out your brethren. He's like, I should smoke you because you're just despicable. I mean, that's the same way the Pharisees used Judas. You know, Judas comes back to the Pharisees and he's like, hey, I don't want this money. You take it back. And they're like, we don't accept blood money. And then Judas goes and hangs himself. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Same thing. Or like that movie, There Will Be Blood. At the end of it, this dude's coming. He's all like, this priest guy comes up and he's all sniveling to the guy. Man, will you please buy this tract of land? And the dude's like, yes, I'll buy it. And he's like, but first you got to say you're a false prophet and you got to deny God. And you got to say it's all a superstition and I never believed, I'm just a con man. The dude says all this thing, like he basically swears a vain oath right in front of the guy. Then the guy goes, ha, 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 I already stole all your oil. And then he's like, then he kills him. Okay? This is really what the agenda is here, is like, look, if they can get you just to totally forsake everything and abandon all your principles and you're way out there on a limb, they'll just cut the limb off and watch you fall and they know you're damned. You know what I'm saying? That's part of this. They've been leaking that much out of Hollywood is kind of true. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? They'll be like, this. Here's another way they can get you. It's kind of like the RZA made the song on Gravediggers. He's like, commit suicide and I'll bring you back to life. Right? And I think that's a real thing that they tell people. They're like, okay, listen. We will make you a god amongst men and make you an idol. And you will have whatever you want. Drugs, chicks, prestige, look, appeal, sex appeal, notoriety, honors bestowed upon you by the elite skis. You know what I'm saying? By the EIEIOski. You know what I'm saying? The EIEIOSAFATs. And then, but they'll say, if you really believe in me, you shall drink the Kool-Aid on your 33rd birthday, on the third day on the third month and the third day in the third hour. You know what I'm saying? Look, this is hypothetically. I can't substantiate that, but knowing how there's a branch of Satanism which is all about reincarnation, and I see a lot of people buying into that you know, then they got to come up with all these complex like speculations about what happens in previous lives and last lives, and it's just like, and I seen, man, I'm like, man, that's a deception, you know. But imagine if you get someone to believe that. It's like that movie Conan. Once again, you know, I love to use these. I like movies. It's just, it sucks that they're all telling the same damn story, the retelling of the man who would be king. Basically, it's their ritual to usher in the age of the Antichrist, is what I would say. And it's all about a guy, a con man, who swindles people, makes them think he's a god, but he's not. Same thing, Xerxes. They keep telegraphing the same. Or even Batman. Batman was like this superhuman ninja, playboy billionaire, and then Bane breaks his back. You know what I'm saying? And then he gets brought low. He gets thrown down into the pit, like the Watchers, like Satan. You know what I'm saying? They keep telegraphing the same, retelling the same story over and over again. And there's a good video to watch on that. It's called Hollywood Insiders is the name of the channel. and what is it called? Hollywood Illuminati Dark Stars. And then it's also got, well, man, what is that one called, man? Hollywood, what is it? Dark Undertones or something like that, man. But Hollywood Insiders is the people who do the videos, man. They make some pretty good videos about these things. But yeah, man, that the redcoats in the Patriot, I wanted to call into remembrance that that was quite clever and quite very true. And okay, what else was I gonna say pertaining to that? Yes, here's another thing I got for you. You know, these collaborators, those co-collaborators, co-conspirator, co-collaborators. Uh, I just want to bring into remembrance the night of the long knives, when a lot of the collaborators and conspirators who helped centralize Germany got purged, man, right away to consolidate the rest of the power. So look, when you make deals with the devil, they don't adhere to their end of the bargain, or it's just like the wishes. When you get a wish from the genie, you say or the monkey's paw, oh please monkey's paw, give me $1 billion. You get $1 billion, but it's the zombie apocalypse and there's no other people alive, no women, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? So there's always a catch. You know what I'm saying? Or a clause in the contract, because that's how a legalist gets you. He'll hold his end of the bargain, but he'll exploit you on the loophole somehow. I mean, and that's how they work. So that's the same reason why these guys can't come straight out and say things, because they've taken an oath of secrecy. But they can fictionalize things and tell it and entertain their buddies that are in higher places. They can be like, good job, man. You encoded that very good. So we got to revel in our own plans and plots and schemes and see them fulfilled in a movie. And it goes right over the common man's head. And they're paying to watch us plan and plot against them. You know what I'm saying? And they pay for it. They enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? They praise it. They applaud it. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't live without it. You know what I'm saying? Basically, and I think these guys just get off on that. That's got to be like a great like release, because you got so much power, and it's just no one is aware of it. I could only imagine how euphoric and insane that could make you. You know what I'm saying? Because you'd be like, I want to see how much I can get away with. And just thinking that way and imagining how they could imagine, it's just so big. If you attain these heights, but it's all on the low, and that's the way they work. It's all in secret. You got a front man, a guy behind him, and a guy behind him, and then a guy in the shadows smoking a cigarette. And he don't even talk on phone. He just talks like this in people's ears. You know, you don't even see his eyes. He's like this. You know what I'm saying? It's Kaiser Sose, basically. So this is how these things work. And sometimes Kaiser Sose takes people from Hollywood to the side, and he's like, yo, I need you to make this film about this. You know what I'm saying? I need you to drop this information and code it to it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I don't know. I know it works something like that. You know, so it's like, if you do watch movies, don't just let them entertain you and dance you to the tune. Actually break them down and read the code, because you can reverse engineer their schematic, and you can watch while everyone else is entertained. You're actually gaining intelligence. You're watching, you're seeing, okay, they made this movie 10 years ago and they put this plan in it then. You can see where you're at. You can judge the water by, you can go back in the past. You know what I'm saying? And even in the present, they show you movies of what they're going to do in the future. Just like the Terminator. You know what I'm saying? Which even goes to show this weird fucking time traveler stuff, man. I mean, I don't know if that's just clever magicianry. You know what I'm saying? A sleight of hand misdirection. I don't know. But the time traveler stuff, just I can't debunk it at all.
Sorry, I had to.
No, it's alright.
What? It's alright.
I said it's alright. No, hey, people, you know, what is it called? What's that called? Crash my videos.
I'm crashing. What is it called?